Last time on Ace Attorney.
How loud would that thing be? Like, you're a fucking detective, you're working on a case, you're totally concentrating, and all of a sudden... Oh dear, there goes Chief Dance making a ruckus once again. Oh yeah, he gets like this every fucking week and just plays that fucking organ. It's so fucking loud. I can't concentrate like this, man. I mean, I'm trying to work my case here, but this guy, oh god, it's so loud.
Hey guys, so this is the continuation of the last part. It's still the same recording session, so yeah, we're still continuing the investigation. We're about to head into Edgeworth's office.
Oh, here we go. Progress. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Wait a second, pal. I wonder what he's writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. We doing crimes. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on, first let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. Yeah, I don't... Like, if he was going to look at it, it would probably just be to enjoy the sight of Gumshoe falling down. What? If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been just a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. Yeah, he's really been just killing himself over becoming a prosecutor after the Turnabout Goodbyes case. And no one should forgive me either. Well, I do, Edgeworth. Because I love you. Right. Do you mean that? Yeah, let's get married, Edgeworth. I thought you'd never asked. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Oh! That is gonna get Gumshoe riled the hell up. Let's see. What you got for me? There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase the fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as a prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why has it all come to this? You and Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I've never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. That image is the same image that Gant was hiding in his office. We're definitely getting a look at that. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing in my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seems strange about it. Well, we'll have to ask him about it, I guess. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning and drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I don't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gann asked you to hold, oh my god. Oh my god, it's blatant! It's fucking blatant! You're kidding me, right here? Alright, so, on the day of the crime, A-Truth was at the police department because he was given the award. He literally only went there to receive the award. Then, he was given a random piece of evidence to take with him so that he'd go back to the prosecutor's office by none other than Damon Gant? It's obvious that he's being his fucking, collar pulled here. He was summoned to the police department by Gant, and he was sent back to the office by Gant, likely so that he could, stuff Goodman's body in his trunk and frame Edgeworth for the murder. Oh yeah, Chief Gant, yeah. Yes, there was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's a story we heard yesterday. So, you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Yup. Now, let me ask him about the picture. This picture was hanging on the wall of Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? That trophy Marshall is holding, there's no sword, is there? It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Interesting. Elaborate. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd and the second means shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Wow, right? Why are you so fucking clueless about everything? The Chinese Hanzi system and then subsequently the Japanese kanji system are messed up, man. I mean, I'm learning Japanese right now, and oh my god, kanji is killer. And, it's obviously derived from the Chinese Hanzi. Because, you'll have 2 different, words that have nothing to do with each other. You'll put them together, and they make a completely different word. Right? You'll put together halberd shield, and it's like the equivalent of, in the middle of a trial, if I'm trying to say that something is contradictory, I'm like, no, that statement just now was a halberd shield. Oh, Mr. Wright! What the fuck are you on about? Oh, he's speaking Chinese. Don't worry about it, Judge. Oh, okay, Mr. Edgeworth, since you're a smart fellow, I'll believe you. Yeah, it's fucking... It's weird. It's really weird. You get used to it, but goddamn. Learning it, it's a trip. But sure, regale us with your tale of glory. Very well. But I know you don't know, right? Just admit it. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Right. Huh. Wait a minute! Those claims halberd shield each other! Very perceptive, but then again, you heard the story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredit both of them. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it is our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. So they did test out the shield and the halberd against each other, and, like it said, the shield broke the halberd and the halberd cut through the shield. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If it's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant? Weird. That is certainly something. February 24th, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. Excuse me. There she is.
Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef?
Miss Starr, I guess she's out of lunches.
You certainly are a curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk.
What are you, proposing here?
Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago.
Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred the very day the evidence from that case was due for transfer. This can't be attributed to mere coincidence.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know, the little scene I happened to witness?
The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored while eaten.
Miss Starr's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Yup. This investigation is long, but I'd expect nothing less.
Joe Dark, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think he was even more alive than I was. Ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye.
My sister?
The best of the best were put on the SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo.
Lana and Chief Gant? After the case closed.
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what they deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. It seems our team never found items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't have proof anything illegal was done.
I'm proof enough of what happened.
Huh?
After the case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used? By Gant, I presume. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence.
Chief?
That's right. Having solved the SO9 case, his position was was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way.
The prosecutor's office, so he installed his puppet as his lead. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the prosecutor's office, he can control if he can control the chief prosecutor, he can control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he lose control? How could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. The only logical to conclude, there must have been a reason for her to change.
So maybe he's blackmailing her? At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star.
You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
I really like that line.
Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation and with Lana second in command. They were the best.
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
His magnetism?
By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in cases he handled.
Incredible evidence? You mean...
Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though.
I'll take it she's talking about the forged evidence?
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Really?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really.
The food!
She hated anything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake.
Mr. Marshall?
When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating.
Miss Starr.
That's why I'll never be able to forgive her.
Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Alright, we're getting the fuck out of here. My voice can't handle this anymore. We're already an hour and 20 minutes in. Although more than likely you have no idea since I've probably cut this halfway down the middle already. Oh my god. This is a densely packed fucking investigation, I'll tell you that much. All the other long-running episodes have been because I went to get a fucking drink in the middle of them. This time I haven't yet, and God. February 24th, Police Department, Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, you're back, pal. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Boom, copy of files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. The uncool one. Hey, you don't gotta say it like that, pal. I gotta admit your persistence. My answer's still no. Huh? I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. I'd be on my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there.
There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind.
Yeah, there is. Oh, what's this scrumped up piece of paper? Oh, wait, pal, this Ratchworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far! That bastards! I'll fucking help make it so they run out the help, pal!
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective?
That's it, I made up my mind. But, hey, take my ID card, pal. I can't do that if someone find out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me, I'm no secret. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake! Alright, detective. Thank you. Gumshoe's ID tucked swiftly into his pocket. I mean, yeah, if this is true, then Damon Gant has fucked Edgeworth's career? That unforgivable! Oh my, no! You can kill whoever you want. You can come after me. You can traumatize Emma for all I care. But if you come after my boy Edgeworth, I will have your head on a fucking halberd! Emma, let's fucking do this! February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office.
Here goes, Mr. Wright. You look more pumped than usual.
Oh yeah! I'm just gonna break through this wall! Oh yeah!
We're in. If anyone finds us now...
Detective Gumshoe's a goner. Hey, that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out! Ah! Ah! Again?
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I didn't know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sinking. I was just worried something might go wrong. Sock game 2. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Wow. Wright's voice has really changed after learning this revelation. Hey, I'll go do that to my card. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. So let's roll this together now. We're all in this together, pal.
You really don't know how to sing, do you, Detective Gumshoe? Nope, pal.
You really want to get fired, don't you? Now we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh my god. Alright, first of all,
This was taken on the day 2 years ago.
the day Joe Dark run out of that question room and try to kill Emma! After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took the picture here. Then went along Chief Gant to answer to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? Okay, yeah, so that's confirming our time frame.
These shelves are mostly empty.
These shelves are mostly empty! Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office! There's a small picture frame on the left shelf!
Hey! This is where Lana and I went to the theme park.
Why did she leave it behind? Nah, window. Look at that giant window! Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside! Ah, this is the 15th floor! I was just saying.
Saying what?
Saying what? I was just making a detective all dreamed out of doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. And suicidal thoughts. So long as he doesn't go crashing through a window when he gets fired. Don't say that. Guessing this was Lana's desk? This is Lana's desk! It sure is tiny!
Lana's always being a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it! Looks like someone's still keeping it clean! Does Lana ever come back here? No, pal. Chief Gant must keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends were made of. Does he mean to keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? That Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing from the Criminal Affairs Department.
That's on the second floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building!
Detective screws up, the chief calls him up to the office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about it? Music soothes the soul. After that, detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument.
So it's an instrument of punishment, literally.
Mr. Wright, are you having a heart attack?
No, I think it's a stroke.
Oh, okay. But aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyways.
That's beside the point.
Alright.
This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons?
Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations.
First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. Oh no! Live right, Emma! Live right, Emma! No, shit! No, fuck! Oh, shit! Live right, Emma isn't real. She can't hurt you. Live right, Emma. Taxation is scientifically theft. Liberals destroyed. Ah!
You don't have any taxes to pay.
Be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in his armor for all we speak.
I don't think he'd fit in there. And if he did, I'd fucking claw his eyes out right now.
Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Yeah, he's a murderer.
This is the safe, isn't it?
Safe. Word is ripe with intrigue.
Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. 1202.
A 7-digit number. I think I know what it might be. What it is.
Oh, 7-digit number? Then I do know what it is. You know what it is?
I have a hunch.
Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's,
I have a better idea! Here's something!
Code confirmed. Access granted.
Bingo!
What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal?
77777777, the final ID card number on that record!
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who went to that room that day!
You mean 77777777, that ID number?
I think you're 17 shy this time! This can only mean one thing, that's Chief Ged's ID number!
Say, anyone care to look inside? I can talk to Gumshoe. Is there any money there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shot from Oaken Cap. That's the missing piece. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Those are letters! Someone wrote a dying message on the fucking vase! Fuck! And he stole it so that they wouldn't be able to piece it together! Oh, you sly bastard!
This someone looks familiar! Where have I seen this before?
There's something else in here, too.
What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth!
This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wear a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, it's just a thought. Is that it? Is that all that's in the safe?
Apparently so! It's empty now!
Alright, I need to get water. This voice is killing me, but I will continue to do it. For your enjoyment, even if you hate it. Alright, I'm back. A piece of clothes with a handprint on it, a broken shot from a cup.
They look like pieces of evidence!
Yeah, unless you can prove they have something to do with the case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. You're getting fired anyways. After all, it's my neck on the line here.
Great, now I have to prove the relevancy to get them and to Gumshoe no less. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Oh yeah!
Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. Oh god, I'm losing my voice. If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information, so that's why I have to get it all out of my system now. You understand, don't ya? Don't be so negative, detective. We do want you to share your information, though. Oh, what am I fooling? I've never had anything useful to share to begin with. Got to stay positive. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? Oh, yes, Lana. Wasn't this jar a piece of... That's right, one of the shirts had the SL9 incident sticker on it.
Doesn't this ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found.
I mean, this one that was in the safe. Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. Not to mention, it's ringing a lot of bells, pal. Let's see if it fits. If the piece doesn't fit, then you must acquit, Mr. Wright.
All right, let me see the shirt. I'll take a crack at it.
Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue.
If I could piece these together again, it'll prove Chief Get was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes.
Oh, fuck. Did I click the wrong thing?
I don't get it. This piece fits anywhere in the shirt.
But it has to.
Well, I need a breather. I'll try again later.
If you don't, I'll switch your eye drops with my special solution. Fuck. Okay, I'll try that again. Oh. I was expecting a letter, not that. There, it fits like a charm.
There, it fits like a charm. That, of course, means...
Yeah, that's not a letter. Fuck.
Chief Get knowingly and willingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident.
But... Hey, guys, go to this.
What is it?
This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. Unless... Could that be hiragana? Or katakana? I mean, if it's, like, could it be Japanese? Maybe. A reddish line? That's blood. Maybe. I don't get it. How'd you get hide this in a safe? I don't know, man. Doesn't really look like any kana I know. Give me a second, though. No. Ooh. It's kind of like that one, but backwards. It's possible some of it could have been erased, actually. Now that I think about it. You know, the whole leather thingy could have been used to wipe it down, maybe? I don't know. Man, that looks kind of like that. I guess. Maybe? No, but then the blood spot just doesn't match up. Fuck. No, all the ones that have like that jagged edge, it's mirrored from that. It's the opposite way. It doesn't look like any kana I know. I mean, and plus I'd assume that in the, Western release, they, change it, whatever it is, and they'd change it to be English, right? So it's probably not that, but, my guess would be that it's a dying message, but it got erased in some way? Because that looks like that does not look like a natural blood splatter, like, at all. Maybe we gotta connect the dots. Who knows? I feel a lot better now that it's just complete.
But it only raises one other question. What was a piece of it doing in the chief's safe?
More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there? And that's what safes are for anyways.
I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this.
Alright, let's talk to this guy.
The desk on the other side of the room! Was that your sister's?
Yeah, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now?
Oh, sir, this is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene.
That's a strange reason to leave it here!
He leaves it as a warning to anybody else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at a New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
I see!
So, ever since Lana left, no one ever attaches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant, and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning.
Still, 2 years ago it passed since that incident! There can't possibly be any clues remaining.
Oh, right, the paper that Gant, threw away, right? Check it out.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk!
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier...
Oh, it's you! Chief Gant!
Back when I had a pussy voice!
He put the paper that he was reading on his desk.
I wonder what he was reading!
This looks like a list of evidence.
A list of evidence!
In most cases, the lists run twice as long as this, though. SL9.
Hey, look at the case's name!
Ah, SL9 incident. Now I wonder what this is doing here.
Hold on, detective! What did you just say?
I said I wonder what,
No, about the evidence list! Normally they're twice as long!
That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence.
A half-size list of evidence!
The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it! The chief must have been hiding something about that case!
It would appear so!
That's helpful. Oh my lord. Why? What the fuck? I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here?
What is it? Did you find something?
I can't make it out.
I can't make it out! I better keep quiet about it for now! Huh? Oh! No, it's nothing!
Why are your eyes moving on like that, Mr. Wright? It better not forget.
I'd better not forget about this picture!
This is what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here?
Yeah, it looks like the right size for the forms being torn off!
So, Mr. Edgeworth really was only half of the whole thing.
Something else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of the form, pal.
The back!
I don't know what else to do here. Can I ask you something?
Sure!
You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
What do you ask? Are you the fucking killer?
You don't know. You wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay, now then let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy.
Huh? What is it?
And someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go of that.
Sorry!
This guy's starting to get on my nerves.
Okay, so what's bothering you?
You two don't think Chief Gant might have been a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do you think of him?
Chief Gant! So it's finally come to this! What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet!
There you go, ignore me again, pal. Alright, we are almost reaching the 2-hour mark. Damn! This one is a long one. Very much so. What in the god fuck do I do here? I mean, pretty sure we examined everything there is to examine, right? That window? You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here... At first, the chief wanted to use stained glass for this window. Really? Why didn't he? He said he changed his mind because you wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh.
Stained glass or not, it's a huge window!
That someone could escape from. Right. I never actually checked this. Hey, look here! It's hard to make out, but there's a dark stain here. Huh, looks like blood. This piece the chief has is different, though. The bloodstains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line. That is odd. Sounds like a luminol time, if you ask me. Spray. Luminol this bitch up! There we go. Whoa, this area must have been covered in blood. Is this from the incident? It must be when Prosecutor Near Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed, so the reaction is kind of dull. That was Emma speaking, sorry. So a murder really did take place here! I'm not used to doing the voice. Oh man, I was really hoping I could spray the luminol on this, right? What the fuck do I do here? Oh right, we have the thing with the fingerprints, right? We can use the fucking fingerprinting shit on it, right? Still think we should use luminol on the thing, but I guess we can do this first. Dr. Gumshoe, I'll let you have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So, you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, detective. Alright, got it down. Sheesh.
What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your head like that?
Take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. I guess I'm not popular then.
Come on, this is the time for jokes! Empress life is on the line here! We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe!
Oh, I knew that. Please don't kill me, man. Paul, what's right on hit me, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder for the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away.
Why are you my mom? I don't have to be told a million times! Alright, let's get this over with! Who am I giving my best shot?
That kind of result won't be good for matching prints, will it?
But it does look like we'll get a clear result from this print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then. Shit. This one looks pretty clear. Yep. There we go. Alright, Emma Sky, that might actually be hers. Looks like it's Emma's. Match found. No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match! Whose fingerprints were they? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They're clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's fingerprints. Psst! Hey, you! Whoa, over here, pal! What's going on here? What are kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe?
Don't ask me! Let's just keep this information from Emma from now!
There, maybe you should hold on to this. Interesting. Was that any help?
Of course! Not! Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
No, it's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Chief Cat! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Why does that image gotta come to you? Oh, then. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But sir!
Now get out!
Yes, sir!
We'll be on our way too, then!
Wait, you're the one with the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright! I would not leave her in a room alone with him for like 5 seconds. Look, pal, I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. I know you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now then, I've seen the evidence for Chief Gant was hiding in his office. I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why was she kept eerily silent about it the whole time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. I made this fucking badger. You gotta promote me. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. Alright, looks like Phoenix has calmed down. He's back down from his uber alpha voice. So, she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Shit. February 24th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning.
That's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I am here!
But I've already told you I can't. All I can.
What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Really? I believe it did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth?
Once you're convinced of something, no one can persuade you otherwise.
Wright has changed tone. He is on a warpath right now.
Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe.
Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence? That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person?
Protecting? No, I think you're afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
Take that!
Oh, Miss Sky.
Mr. Wright, you're addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place.
I don't take orders from you, bitch!
I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans.
My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respect him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes!
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence?
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Detective Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant!
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have been possibly tampered with the evidence was...
me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other! Damon Gant.
If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
Easy. I just found this in the safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It is as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty of murder.
Why not? Because he'd incriminate, Emma.
Come now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Yep, as I predicted. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct! I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that the murder weapon while inspecting the body.
The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife?
No! When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from the SL9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave the knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
That would be Edgeworth's knife.
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that is the reason for bandaging up your own right hand?
Yes, it seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Miss Starr, huh? Damn. We lost a real one. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly?
It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be open again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible.
So you hid Dark's knife.
The weapon used to stab the victim was evidence in the Joe Dark's case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with it.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right. When I called my sister to tell her what happened, I asked her to hide the knife that was inside the muffler.
You asked Emma? She'd never go along with that.
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
The one you knew would set things straight. To Marshall? Why don't you call him?
The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted the facts to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
Yeah, because Marshall isn't a fucking piece of shit like you. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence.
He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room.
Huh.
After my phone call, any remaining doubts he must have had disappeared.
So your phone call cost the incident in the evidence room? Interesting.
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and as an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Oh, I will. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Shit, man. Okay, way too much stuff. If I were to just stay here and just talk about everything that happened in this episode, we would easily be here for hours. I am just going to leave this at this, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Actually, yeah. Well, not on my end. Tomorrow I'm splitting this into 2 episodes and uploading that, and then tomorrow we're doing that. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And by the way, if you like visual novels, we are actually streaming Persona 4 Golden, an amazing anime visual novel and JRPG, every Sunday at 3. So come hang out on chat and check us. And yeah, it's a great time. You can also join our Discord down in the description. So yes, see you next time. We're gonna get a little bit closer to finishing this wild ride. Yeah.